Okay, we are on the air.
Hey everyone.
Hi, everybody who is joining in with us right now. Um,
Yep.
Forgive all my crazy. I do not feel good, but I have to write. So we got to do this.
Yeah, you got it right. More power to you. You a tough cookie, I'm telling you. I'm just saying. Like I would be like, nope, I feel sick.
But
I'll be
you
doing
know
no
what?
writing.
I swear to you, I'm not tough. You know what it is? I have to write anyway.
I know you got the
And
book.
it's almost like no matter what I do, I'm not going to feel good. If
Yeah, I
I,
get
if
you.
I broadcast, I'm not going to feel good if I don't. So I might as
Yeah,
well do the thing I like to do.
yeah. I mean, I guess you right.
I
You're
mean,
right.
yesterday it would have been impossible though because I couldn't talk. So today I
Yeah, I
kind of
was gonna say.
my some of the swelling is going down. I got a little of my voice back, so might sound like
I guess that's.
confused.
You sound fine. I can understand you. So that's good enough. But yeah,
So
so
introduce
I guess we're gonna do
yourself.
this thing. What are we doing tonight? Are we doing what 15-minute sprints or you wanna do 20-minute sprints?
Well, tell everybody who you are.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
You know,
Yeah, because they're gonna guess who I am.
yeah. Tell everybody
Hey
who you are and
everyone.
what you do.
Hey everyone, I'm Arthur D.L. Tillery. If you didn't know that, you probably don't since this is on Aphrodite's page, obviously. Um, yeah, I don't know if my link's below or not, but you can check my channel out on the Arthur D.L. Tillery. I do a whole bunch of different stuff on my channel. I have 3 videos I upload a week. On Mondays, I do Book of the Week where I read the back of the blurb on the book, or if it's a hardcover, most of the time those are inserts on the side of them. I'll read that and I'll show you the cover of the book and a little bit about the author. And sometimes I've read the book or I didn't read the book, and then it's usually something I'm going to read. So that's what I do on Monday. Then Wednesdays, I do my update videos on my writing journey, or I do advice videos on writing, how to's, and stuff like that. Then Fridays, I always do my fun videos or tag videos. Right now, it's my tag video day. So that's my schedule. And then what I have going on right now is a bunch of writing, and editing. So I'm starting up a poetry business because I've been writing poetry since I was little. So I'm going to be doing that soon, doing custom poetry for people throughout the year, and then I sell my poetry as well, which hopefully I'll be able to get a poetry book out. So that's also on the agenda, but we'll get into that later. Anyway,
That's so
you
funny. I
go.
used to do that when I was little too. Sell poems, to people, and
Yeah,
people
I've
would
done
come to me like I was a drug dealer. Like,
that.
can you hook me up? It was so
So
funny because it
funny.
would be so shady in a way because they'd be like, I gotta get this message to my girl.
That's hilarious. I got it. That's funny.
Oh, but it was cute and I would write. Most of the time what I would do for people who I really didn't like I didn't want to do it for them, but they were like bugging me, is I would do like whatever song was out at the time, but it was and then I would go, okay, I can take this song, change the words, right, get your thesaurus on, and then give them that. Like I'll cheat because I don't feel like doing this.
That you're not now. Yeah, because I did it. I would do it for different people, like my mom's ex boyfriend. Like he would like his parents. Well, both his parents ended up passing away, but his mother passed away, and then they wanted a poem for her.
Uh,
And I only had known a little bit about her at the time. She didn't like colored people
Shit like people,
of color. She did not
melanated people.
even though her grandson is half black, But
That don't
but
surprise
she
me for a trip.
yeah, that's usually the case, right? But yeah, I wrote a poem for her when she passed away because I never talked to her before,
Mhm.
but she would always tell me, when she did talk to my mom, she would be like, "How's your little girl?" or whatever, even though I was like 20s and shit. Like, how's your little girl? My mom would laugh. And so I wrote a poem about her because I
Still
heard about
grown.
things. I know I heard things about her. So I wrote her a poem, and everyone at the funeral like mouth dropped when they read it. They were like, who wrote this poem? Like, did this girl know her? Like, I was like, no. And they were like, wow. So I had started doing it like, oh my god, years and years ago, selling my poetry. Like,
The last poem that I can recall writing, I was a freshman. I haven't written an actual legit sat down and written a poem since I was in school. I don't know, something in me clicked because I was determined. Like me and my girlfriend, we had a singing group, and so I stopped doing the actual poems and started writing lyrics for songs and stuff. I don't think, yeah, if I wrote one after that, I don't recall it.
Wow, it's a long time going then, right?
Yeah, it's a long time. It goes back in the 70s.
See, we can't tell from looking at you. You know, black don't crack, so we're not gonna try. I guess
black don't crack, Asian don't raisin.
That's right.
I got my corner covered.
You already know that's you in trouble anyway. Nobody can be like, how old are you? 12 or something?
You know what? Really, like I know you can't tell by right now because of me looking crazy and being.
Yeah, you look fine.
But people will still to this day, pushing 50, okay, to this day, ask for my mom on the damn phone.
Be like, well, because you know your voice though. It sounds like.
Can we speak to your mother, please? I'm like,
you're like, what are you talking about?
I'm like, seriously. I just couldn't get over that. Like it would blow my mind.
Well, your voice is very
dumb, very cartoonish. I know.
It's very soft spoken and like cute, kind of like, you know. So they think you like a little girl or something, or like some teenager or something. You know what I mean? They don't think you're an adult woman.
It killed me, and I'll be serious on the phone and be like, mm-hmm.
You're like, no, yeah, let me get my mom for you. Hold on a minute and hang up.
And my mom had the coolest voice ever. Like I would trade with her in a heartbeat.
Did she really?
Yeah, because they sound like, you know, like the old movie stars, like Tallulah Bankhead and all them. They have those voices.
Oh wow!
And I'm like, and I got Minnie Mouse. But it's okay. It is what it is. So. Again, that was a long intro. Hi, everybody. I'm Aphrodite Lee, as you probably know, because you're on my channel. Mm-hmm. And I got so much going on, and most of it is crazy. This was our every other week. We trade off, me and DL on the write-ins just to get some writing done.
Yeah.
Excuse me, please forgive me. And that's pretty much it. Like we'll do some outros and talk more about projects.
Yep, and we're getting close to done.
We're gonna do 5 and 15. 5 and 15. Is that how we're rolling?
Yeah, we can try. We tried that last time. We're doing an hour, right, tonight?
Yeah.
You said you want to do an hour.
And we already went past our 5.
I was gonna say you must mean 10.
We just say it's 10 and get it over with.
Yeah, the first one we can just do 10 talk and open, and then we can do 5-minute talk sessions, and then fit in whatever amount of write-ins we can fit in for an hour. We can try that. Did you want to do the first question now, or did you?
Yeah, we could do it. All right, so everybody watching, here's the question: what do you use? This is the first question. What do you use as inspiration to design your character, as in look, personality, etc.? That's a good one. You go first on that one, DL.
So what do I use for inspiration to design my characters? Well, when I do my steps before outlining and I'm thinking about my characters, it depends on what the story is. And I think I do a lot of just, I don't know, my imagination levels have always been very high. So usually when I thought of a story that I want to write, then I start getting like a vision in my head of what the main character may look like. And then when I decide on features, I most of the time decide on features before I go looking for people that look like them. So I have an idea in my head what I want the character to look like. At that point, I will go look at like male models maybe, or just males based to with the feature. So I'll like Google 30-something-year-old males with facial hair, rugged look, blah, 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 whatever it may be. Like if I was doing a werewolf story, like when I looked up, like when I did the beginnings of my werewolf novel, I did I did like I think I typed in something like mixed cute guys models or something with like green eyes and curly hair or something like that.
Right.
So if you put in like tan males with green eyes or something, like you could get a whole bunch of stuff that comes up, because my werewolf character, he's mixed race and he has green eyes and really big curly hair.
What inspires you to like? What comes to your mind when before you look for the people who look like who you see in your head? How do you? What the initial people that show up in your head? Where do they come from?
I wish I knew that. It's so weird.
It is weird because I think
it is so weird for me. I don't know.
I've noticed that I've had what I do have to do, because to be honest with you, I get the same people all the time. And then I'll change them up a little bit down the line and put them in different weird situations. But I generally get like people have types. Like we all have types we're attracted to.
Yeah.
So 9 times out of 10, my male character is he's gonna be what I like to call like a Clark Kent with the dark hair, medium skin, light eyes. I don't know why boys. But they don't stay that throughout. Like something will go down. Like for example, with my Spencer character, my Spencer character was based after somebody I knew. A tall, lanky, long-haired, blonde kid who got on my nerves, but was totally adorable, sweet person. He does not look anything like that in the book now, but that is where he started. That is where he started.
So how do you how did the change come about? Like if you based them off that, did you just decide like to make sure you made him look different?
The more I developed him as a character, his look changed. Because he's based off the person he isn't. It isn't a true telling, so it didn't have. So his looks just changed as I went along, and he went from this, like I said, like this tall. I mean, the boy he's based after looks like he's like from Scandinavia or somewhere. He isn't. I know where he's from, but I don't want to say. And
I get you. But
then he turned into this Italian kid.
You're like, how did that happen?
He got dark and dark. You know? But it really came about because of the story. His changes came about because of the story.
Yeah.
So what inspired the character initially was somebody I knew, but he changed. He turned into an altogether different person. The person who was the initial inspiration would not recognize him.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing how we come up with our characters. It really is. I mean, it depends on the book for me.
Yeah, it's always different because with my lead character, she didn't change at all as far as what she looked like at all.
Right.
Nothing about her changed, but a lot of what she did change because she's based off the person who was mature, who had her shit together, and I didn't want this 17-year-old girl to have that much of her shit together, so I made her a little more immature.
Yeah, I get that.
She didn't make all the right decisions, and
teenagers know where you're going to.
Whereas the person who she's based after was an old soul. So, but I pulled that, but she didn't change what she looked like at all. So it's weird. You just never know.
No, you don't.
And my fancy stuff is just off the hook. I got green people in my fancy stuff. The
fancy stuff. You got people all over the place. So, one of my books are The Angel, based off a friend of mine, who she's like a real angel on earth. So the whole theory of the book came about because of her. So I definitely can see where your ideas can come from different places. For sure.
I have the only book I have that's Angel, which a lot of my people who have read some of the little excerpts from it calling it Bible fan fiction. But what? I'll accept that because it is about the art. It is about life before the fall.
Oh boy.
So
that's funny though.
Bible fan fiction. All right. So what I did though is I was just tired of the typical stereotypes of what the angels look like and what they did and all this other stuff. So like
always
like my archangel Michael looked like The Rock,
Yeah, I'm for that.
Michael is whip your ass. People forget that angels are warriors.
Thank you.
They're guardians and they're warriors. And
Yep.
so I looked like the Rock, and then I made Samael, who ultimately becomes Lucifer. I made him like Dolph Lundgren.
That's awesome.
So
I like that.
and I went, and then we have girls, and I have every ethnicity in the sexes, and then I have one, the angel of death is actually androgynous. So
that's cool.
even his own brothers don't know. Even though they're girls and boys, they just refer to themselves as brothers. Even his other brothers aren't sure what he is. They don't fuck with him because he's the angel of death. So
that's hilarious.
You just don't know. Oh, let me make sure I send you that stuff, because that stuff is off the hook.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, we better jump in on a write-in. We will be back at like 8:31.
Okay.
And then we'll do another question, and then we'll jump right back into another write-in.
And everybody, you'll see, I'm gonna mute my mic because I bang when I type.
Yeah, I definitely want to mute mine. I'm on my computer tonight. So.
All right, guys, 15 minutes.
And we are starting. Okay. Time's up.
All right.
Okay.
I was rocking.
Time's up. How did you do? If you know.
All right. Hold on. I was rocking.
Let me see. I'm gonna have to check and see what I did here.
There we go.
I only got about 245 words in.
I had to turn my other one off. That's why I was kind of gone for a second.
Oh, you're good.
I didn't I don't know how I did. I got like a half a page. That was it because I went back and was letting the computer read it to me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I had to catch up.
I'm lucky I got 245. I had to mess with the 2-year-old. She's like, time to breastfeed. I'm like, okay.
Oh, you gotta do that.
Yeah, gotta feed her, yeah.
DL, can you read what they wrote?
Yeah. Comments?
Yeah, I can't. I can see that she wrote something, but I can't tell what it is.
Let me check here. I have it up here, but when I was writing, I didn't go.
But hey, Aaron and Dana, and anybody else that's lurking.
Yeah, let me see here. Aaron, back up at 8:19. Aaron was mostly just blogging scripts today. If I get them done, then I'll be working on my contemporary romance. Yay, Aaron, that sounds good. And she was saying, of course, you could do it to your comment when you talk back around 8:20. And Dana was saying, at you, she's talking to you. She had great staying on deadline. So she always falls behind and catch up, then fall behind. But her book was finished way ahead of deadline, so she's happy and proud of her editor. It's good to have a good editor. I'm just saying.
It is. That ain't no joke.
She said she added a bio to. Dana just commented that she added a bio to her Amazon author page, so that's what she got done. Yeah, you do need to do that.
I haven't done it because I wasn't sure like which approach I was going to use, and then because I had the mink stuff and I have the Aphrodite stuff, I was like I had to be careful because I like I said I don't mind if people know that I'm also minx, obviously because I tell everybody, but I don't want people reading Aphrodite Lee stuff and doing the mink stuff. Totally off the hook. So
I get and that.
If you do, like, for adults to do it, it's fine. But I don't want kids to pick up one of the Glass Quarter books and like, oh, I really love that series, and then go to say, oh, well, she's doing this series over here, and then be like, what the hell?
Oh boy, that is funny. Oh no, yeah, you know.
I definitely
don't want that to happen. All right, I guess if we want, we better get on that question because we're supposed to start back writing at about 8:36.
Okay, so the question is the second question. I've also put the questions down in the thingy. What are a few interesting facts about your main character?
A few interesting things about my main character. I'll be real quick. Cagliostro's eyes, which isn't too surprising, I suppose, because he is vampiric based, but his eyes are a crystal blue on a regular, and then they have a glowing effect to them when his emotions hit him certain ways, which is a vampiric style thing to begin with. Another fun thing about him is, you'll find out in the book, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because I already released about it, is that he has wings. So he does fly.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Cagliostro has wings. So he does fly at one point in the story. He can take flight at any time, but he doesn't have wings or feathers.
Does he always have wings?
He always have wings. You can't see them most of the time because he retracts them, but they are made of light. They are not feather based.
All right.
So he's angelic, if you didn't know, but he is. I really saw kind of shit about my book, but it makes it interesting. Yeah, so his mother was ended up being a fallen angel, but she was angelic. So that's where that part of him comes from. So he has light-based wings. In my writing for angels, I always make them have wings, but their wings are light-based. They are not feather-based. All my angels are always light-based wings. I believe their wings are more like that than they would be of a bird.
Actually, made out of something that we don't even have on Earth.
Exactly. So that's what my thing is. You go ahead and tell some stuff about your MC.
For Shattered, my MC, her name is Aaliyah. Her name is Aaliyah Shaw. She doesn't have a middle name, or at least she doesn't have one right now. She's still a teenager in this first book. What would be interesting about her? She's really okay. To be truthful with you, I would like to say she's tough. She isn't any more tough than most people are. She's going through a lot of shit, but she's stubborn. She's stubborn, very stubborn.
Oh yeah.
If she bent just a little bit, some of the stuff that she's going through really probably wouldn't fell on her. Not that shit that fell on her is her fault. It is not her fault. It's the asshole's fault, but. They could have went smoother if she had the gift to be less obstinate. She's just not at all. She gives you back. You give her. You want to throw
this child
throw shit back. She doesn't try to get it out. Am I wrong?
I know about Aaliyah.
Yeah, she don't cry.
I love Aaliyah. I know you hate when you cry, and then people think you're upset for that reason.
Right.
You're only upset because you're upset, not because you're sad. Get down, mama.
Yeah, Leah cries when she's mad. She's quiet when she's sad.
Yep. Yeah, I know that feeling. That's me.
She's not the kind of person that if you mess with her, you may hurt her. It may hurt like any, but she's not going to show that. What she's going to do is give you back 100% of what you just gave to her.
Yep.
And so she's that's what.
So Dana is talking to you in the comments. She was saying, "Wait, you write under two names." She didn't know you write. Dana didn't know you write under two names.
Yeah. The reason why, because I wasn't going to. But I didn't want to go through a whole bunch of trying to explain to a younger audience that certain stuff isn't for them. I didn't want to do that, so I decided to just pick a different name route. And then that way, if they pick it up, they already know that it's a different genre. I don't really know how to put that, but my really super adult erotica stuff, I didn't want under my name. Plus, I didn't want my mom to haunt me. So, because before she passed away, she was telling me how proud she was of me with the stuff I was doing, and then I don't think she is proud of some of the stuff that my alter ego Minx Kenosha be talking about. I'll just put it that way. So, but
are we gonna start the sprint at 42? So you said we still got 2 minutes. Oof.
Yeah, so that was why, and I actually have another name that I use for young adult. I just don't have any young adult stuff out. So since I haven't really talked that much about my young adult, I use H.A. Lee for young adult.
I thought about doing a different variation of my name or something when I do my horror, possibly. So you want to go, Mama?
I really like the idea of the different names, but I also want people to know I'm not hiding behind it. So
yeah, hold on a second. I gotta let the little one. She's in the library with me, so I gotta let her out.
No, no problem.
No. Yeah, you want to go see that up? You want to go see that up? Okay.
So what was? So guys in the chat, tell us about your something interesting tidbit about your MC.
I'll be done about 9 something.
Dana, tell me something about your MC.
I'm back. kids, you know. You want to hang with me, but then it's just, you know, no, mom, I want to go.
Oh, cool.
But yeah,
you're busy.
You know, 2-year-old. But anyway, but yeah, so I'm gonna think about that a little more. I don't really know if I will, or I just write everything on the DL. I don't write erotica. I wish I could write that, but I can't do it. I tried it.
I just found out that one of my family members purchased Encounters.
Oh, I'm sorry, but that's gonna be funny.
It is gonna be funny because she's like, she told my daughter that she got it. She said, "Oh, I get to see Aphrodite's writing style," and I went,
"Oh, you might want to wait for Shatter." This might be a little too hot to handle for some people. I don't know, but it's good stuff.
Right. This one may not be the one that shows that as much, but
I don't know.
She grown, so I ain't mad.
Dana said that I wrote under Summer Meadow when I first started. Then I decided it was too much to remember. I like that. A Summer Meadow. That's pretty cool.
I like that too. It sounds like a erotic name though, girl. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little bit.
But you know what? You know how it's easy to keep up with is I don't change anything about the author. The author is still me. Mm-hmm. All the time. Those names are solely for the audience to know.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Up H.A. Lee. That's young adult. And if I
well, it's just like what's her name? Ian Rice does that.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, I forget what her other name is.
I can't pronounce that other name.
It's like French or something. It's like French, I think.
She's from the French Quarter. So
yeah,
it's like Rose or something.
Yeah, it is because I have the Secret Beauty saga. That's some hardcore stuff.
Yeah,
that was controversial back in the day when she wrote that. Like, girl, who was buying that? And I don't know when that was, the 70s or something. She wrote that.
I was reading something like a couple pages at a time. It was so ridiculous. I was like, "Woo, wait a minute, woo." Okay,
I had to take a break.
He did what? He did what to her? What?
It was all kinds of stuff happening. Like the guys was getting it, the women was getting it. Like all kinds of stuff was happening to them. I'm like, it's too much for me. And I was a virgin when I was reading that. Like, I don't know what.
Look, I felt like one because clearly I ain't know shit. Anne was hip to some stuff I ain't heard about ever.
Dana commented, she said, my MC is named Mina, and she believes that because she is an orphan that she will have to choose to either marry someone her uncle chooses or she will live a pauper's life.
Oh,
very interesting.
I know about Mina.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I read some of Dana's stuff.
Oh, it sounds very interesting. Definitely. I'm going to have to check that out. Is that one of her books?
It makes me think a little bit of Penelope Pitstop as far as having to deal with her uncle. Yeah. And if things go awry, she'd be a pauper, you know?
Yeah.
But her uncle really didn't have her best interest in hand in Penelope. He was trying to take her shit and off her ass.
Oh, boy, yeah.
Yeah, so, but it makes me think along those lines.
Dana said that I can't make it past the middle of the book 2. Uh-oh. Little frozen there. It happens. It does happen.
Really? So
Dana, if you get a chance to answer me, did you outline the second book or are you a pantser? Because I don't remember when we did the write-ins before if you said you were a pantser, a plantser, or a planner. So I don't know. Because sometimes when I used to write my books and I wasn't a plotter or a planner, as they say, I just, like, if I got stuck in the middle of the book, it's because I didn't have a outline or something like that, didn't pre-outline it, and then I would have to sit there and think about where I wanted to go next. So I'll let you answer that. But
sometimes what you could do if you get stuck in the middle, because it seems like people do get stuck on a hump.
In the middle,
is decide what the end should be and then work your way back. Not work your way back writing, work your way back.
Work your back from the end. I've done that before.
Yeah, because
I've done that before. I'm my short stories, but
I'm here in the middle, and like with Sheer's the third book in the Glass Corridor series, and I knew how it had to end, but I did have some dicey stuff in the middle. I wound up creating a situation that created characters. So the situation itself called for, oh shit, then I need this person, I need that person in play. Then I had to go back and pepper them in and go back and write through. So maybe think about exactly what you want for the ending. Doesn't mean that it's going to stay there, because that shit will still change sometimes. But if you just decide, I want her to crash into a brick wall at the end, in the middle, she don't have no car still, and she in the middle, now you know what you got to do.
Yeah, that does work. Erin said that I'm a terrible planner, but I'm trying to become one. It will help. It seems to help. It helped me because I was not a planner at all. Like, I would just sit down and be like, do, and write it and be like, oh, here we go. This is what's happening. And then I'll be like, and I am halfway through the book or quarterly through the book, and I don't know where the hell I want to go. Or I change my mind later, or whatever. Plot holes all over the place, you know. So now I'm like a plotter, like purely plotter. I have a whole system before I plot, before I do the planning, a whole outline, and then I have a whole outline, and then I have plots all in. Yeah, I got this whole system now. I had to show somebody my board one time.
Y'all should see my studio.
Your studio is awesome. I wish I had one of those. And oh yeah, I see Dana. Yeah, she said, oh, Dana's book is for pre-sale. I'm gonna have to check that out because it sounds really interesting. And she said from
the one that I read, Dana, is for pre-sale.
From the Sleeping Beauty book. I don't know if she's referencing her book at that point. Then she said I wrote book 1 as a pantser, but I am planning out book 2. So I don't the part about the beauty.
Planning it will help you from overwriting and underwriting. It'll definitely do that as well.
Yeah, she said, as a pantser, it took me 2 years. I'm praying to God that book 2 won't take me that long. If a planner, no, it won't take you that long. I can contest to that. I finally finished my book. So I have to give props to the people who have helped me finish my book. Like, doing write-ins helped me write more words during the week than I would have. Like, so thanks Sarah for that, and also Aphrodite Lee here for that. Like, definitely. Erin said here, I just tend not to know my characters well enough to plan well from the beginning. I had a bad habit of getting halfway through a first draft, scrapping it and restarting after I had time to know them. I mean, that's a good point too.
But you know what? Erin, there's nothing wrong with that though. Because
no, I mean, if you have a whole
go ahead outline. And write anyway, because writing gets writing. And when you do have to stop because you didn't have your character sorted out, then that's the opportunity that you have to sit it aside for a minute and sort it out. Y'all hear my son?
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling back. And so don't let, I guess what I'm really trying to say is don't let anything stop you and hold you up from writing.
I had that happen to me before.
Think that you don't know where you're going with it, because just getting that much done, then working on some characters, then fleshing out an outline. Order operations is whatever works for you.
Because the food,
you know what I'm saying? So don't. What was that?
Oh, okay.
So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. But when you do get to the point where you are no longer writing hot, that's what I call it.
Yep.
Put an outline together. It will change your life.
Yep.
Before I started using the outline, and mind you, I did start early with outlines because I literally in school that's just pretty much how we were taught. And I'm famous for like, I know more than you, so I don't have to listen to you kind of attitude. When I got on board, my stories changed. My writing process changed. And it went from taking 3 to 4 years to get halfway through a book idea to 5 to 6 months of actually finishing a book. Literally, it was that drastic of a change.
Erin said, I think it'll be easier to plan with this new series because most of the characters that get their own books are present in book 1, so I know them already.
You know what this sounds like, Erin? And honest to God, sometimes your first book is your outline for your other ones. Sometimes the whole first draft will do that. And
Yeah,
what will happen is you might go back and rework the first book because of it.
Yep.
It has happened to me in my series stuff. So it will be.
I feel it. Dana said to you, Aphrodite, yes, the book you started reading is out for pre-sale. I wrote it once, pulled it, rewrote it, and had people beta read it, then had another group beta read it.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't make it past book 2 of Sleeping Beauty.
Right. It was hard. It was hard to get past.
Aaron said, laugh out loud, that's a good point to you, what you said before.
Right. I mean, it really did make a difference. And like DL can tell you, she known me for 100 years. I've been writing books all of my life, but I never had one book complete. And I decided in February that I was going to write. I was not going to write. I was going to complete a book that year. And I started writing it. I think it was March. I did the outline, April I started it. I don't remember. Yeah. I got it done a month earlier than I even planned it out. It was supposed to be a 5-month project. I got it done in 4. And that was because I had the outline, literally because I had the outline. I have been trying to write this book and thinking about this book and working this book out in my head and writing notes for it for decades.
Yeah.
Decades. I want y'all to hear that. Decades.
Yeah. That's a true story of a writer because it happens so much. It does happen.
Decades. So I preach that. Please do not hold yourself back like that. No. You can work on it and dream about it and write down notes and get some passages in and do some chapters and never finish it because you didn't plan it out. Plan it out to get finished, even if it sucks. You can fix it. You can't fix nothing.
You're right about that. Aphrodite, Dana said to you, I did take your advice to heart. I am working on more show me versus tell me.
And
that's always a tough one.
Yeah, but I'm careful with that advice too, because I am not a hard follower of rules anyway. And sometimes it is just better to tell than to show. And you just have to pick your style of how you do shit.
Know when to do it.
You know, so
if we balance it, I like balancing show and tell. I like to try to give a balance as I can, but I'm not always. I'm more of a teller than a shower.
The way Dana writes really poetically and really flowy. So the way it was working when you would get to a point that it still felt better if in her case that if she showed a little more and just kept going with it was better.
I think you told me that even with mine when you read some of mine. You said that to me.
I think my kid is coming in the door.
Probably why he's calling.
I hear my door unlocking. I hope everything is okay. But yes, what's up? What do you want? I'm online.
Y'all, my kids always interrupting you.
You bringing me food? I hope. Oh, I forgot about that. He came to take out my trash. He's such a sweet person. Yeah. Come say hello to my people.
No.
You hear that? Like, no. Tell him I said, hey, I told him get his butt over here.
He's so cute.
You know, I haven't seen you in forever. You talk about you ain't gonna come over here.
Come on, just say hi. Get on the camera for 1 second. He's peeping to see who is on the camera.
It's me. You remember me. Like, don't act like you remember me from Mystical Voyage when your mother used to hang out there.
Come on around. Just come around and wave.
You can wave your hand. We don't have to see you. Okay.
You see him?
Like a movie star. So I see you got your face all that
close.
Still funny as ever, like your mother. You gave birth to him.
That's my baby. All right, thank you. It's someone on the door too.
Oh, it's so funny.
Thank you, Jeremy.
He's a sweetie. But this is like
I had so much trash I need to
I totally feel you on the like have your book for decades. I didn't have it for decades, but I felt like I had it for a long, long time. And Chronicles of Cagliostro has changed so much over the years.
And it will change.
Because of me holding it for so long because of my fear of letting it out and not thinking my writing was good enough or whatever. But I had Chronicles of Cagliostro on the back burner for 10 years. I've been writing it for a long time, so and it's transformed, but I think it's transformed for the better because I grew as a person and then I changed, so my writing changed.
It makes me sad when people actually do hold themselves back because they literally think that they can't do it or they need to know something to do it. You don't need to know how to do anything to start writing. When you get to the end, you do need to learn parts of speech and all that other stuff, but you don't need to know it to begin.
Say the baby's on the screen
from beginning. Huh?
The baby's on the screen. She's like, "Mommy."
Oh, and that's the only thing that's like the one thing that I do believe you need to learn the craft, but I don't think you need to know it to start.
No,
you don't need to know where commas have to be, and you don't need to know that names have to be capitalized or whatever to write down the story that you want to tell. You only need that stuff to finish it.
Dana said to you, "Thank you, Aphrodite. I think the intimate parts should be more show versus tell."
Yeah, because I like to tell. And I'm not like a person who's big on, I do not do scenes with describing stuff in rooms and shit. I feel as though like if you walk into a bathroom, you pretty much know what's in it. So unless there's like somebody said on another stream, unless there's blood dripping from the walls, I don't think you need to mention that the walls are there.
No, you probably don't. Like this thing I was just working on when we were doing the writing, which we're probably going to hop on another writing in a little bit, guys.
Oh yeah, what time?
We're almost at the 9 o'clock hour. Okay. I was writing a scene where the girl, it's a horror short story, but she was driving up to her friend's house, and I decided to describe how the house was just for effect of once she's in the house, then people will have an idea what kind of house she's going to be in. Since it's a lot of stuff that takes place in the home. She's the only one there for a little while. So I described it was a modern home, and then it had a lot of glass-based building. So a lot of the see-through, so that type of details I give. But like you said, like y'all need to mention that there's fucking white walls. But
right. I mean, unless
it's relevant,
being white are going to be key to the plot down the line.
If it's not relevant, then there's no need to mention it.
Right, because I had
then your editor. Their time.
Yeah. And I had a part where because I did a writing prompt, and believe it or not, it was for a scary story. And
what?
I had to do it though. This was a prompt. I was not happy about it. But
are you gonna do any of the prompts and writing?
It was really good though. I'll give it to you. I was kind of surprised with myself. But the room that they were in, I wanted you to know that it was Victorian. So instead of saying that it was set up the way like an old Victorian room, I just talked about the velvets and all the kind of stuff that was around through the little girl's eyes who was talking. Because she was saying like, these bitches in my house, that's my chair. That's my father painted that chair gold himself. And I did it like that.
Yeah.
She was not happy that these people were looking around at her house that they were trying to buy it.
Dana said, I was afraid to publish for a long time, but I have a great support group behind me, and that makes all the difference. She's right about that.
That's true.
Right about that.
Because I never had support for stuff. Like AuthorTube has really saved my life. And I really mean it, not like, I would have died, but it really changed the quality of my life because I didn't have weird people all the time who did stuff the way I did. With the exception of like DL, who we don't get to see each other that much. So I was alone. I was very alone in there. So just even doing what we're doing right now, even being sick as a dog, this makes me happy.
Yeah, definitely. Really it's AuthorTube is a good thing actually, and coming from another art community of dance that was not very welcoming to me when I first showed up on the scene. They can be that way, especially when you're a younger woman and they feel threatened by you and stuff like that. It was the opposite effect, which completely blew me away because I wasn't expecting it. So it's very welcoming. Everyone's really nice and everything, and everyone's trying to help each other, which is the opposite of what I got from the dance world. So
I was literally shocked. Like there were times when I was thinking, why are you even doing this channel? You know, they're just going to make fun of your ass because of the dumb shit you say and do. Your old ass with pink hair talking about pretty little Korean boys all the time.
No, but everyone loves you, so you were very welcome.
Booted out, and I was so welcomed. I couldn't get over it. I was like, this doesn't happen to me. So I love you all. I love you all. We don't have to bring on everything.
It's a good community.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff. Like, I don't like book reviews. I don't like them. I don't like book critiques and stuff like that. But I will support you from the beginning to the end if that's what you do. If you're doing what you like, you know.
Yeah.
So
Dana said that the walls in some of the Awakening are enchanted and change from time to time.
Oh hell yeah! See that? Then you definitely need to set people off. Like,
you have to mention that.
That's gray walls because later on they ain't gray. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff you got to go for.
And then she said, amen, you are so right. AuthorTube is amazing.
It really is. I don't care. Like, they had a whole bunch of tea videos that went out for a minute. I didn't watch any of them.
Yeah, I didn't know what people were talking about. It wasn't too bad because Jenna Streety put one out too. So I think I saw hers. So I used to watch all her videos.
What I saw was Sarah's, and I didn't understand. Like, I was cooking up. What's she talking about? What kind of tea, girl? Yeah, because I love me some tea. And it was literally...
You funny.
How old I am. I didn't understand that tea was a thing, like when you're talking about stuff.
I didn't either, so don't feel bad. And I'm like 34. And
Sarah's was perfect, you know, and it wasn't no slamming, a whole bunch of crazy stuff. But the stuff that she was talking about, I still didn't know what it was. And I said, I'm not looking. I don't care about crazy people.
Yeah, I only watched I think I watched like the one and I was like, yeah, I'm done with this. Hey AS, how well she's here. She said we love you too. She said she love you. Of course, we all know that.
Yes.
Aaron said, I didn't watch the tea videos either. Don't give that negativity the time of day. Right. That's true.
95% of our community is amazing. Over 5% will catch up. So I'm happy.
Yeah, we had in the AuthorTube group, we had a person show up and was like, AuthorTube sucks, and I guess I don't know if it was a chick or a guy because I checked the person's Facebook and I think it's a female or whatever, but her name sounds like a dude's name. I don't really know, but
I thought it was a dude.
I think it's a chick, but I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised, but that I didn't even engage him.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I commented on Cassie stuff.
Being negative, but then he tried to come back and be like, well, now that I have your attention, blah, 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 such and such post. I'm like, no one wants to talk to you now because you came off as like trying to be, you know, like that. Like,
no one needs your help with anything.
Casey got him, though. I'm just saying.
Yes, she did. Now, Cassie, I commented on because I was Cassie, like, amen, girl, hallelujah.
Yeah. Cassie was like, guess what?
I mean, she went in. I was so proud of her.
Cassie was like, guess what? I was like, oh my goodness. People are just being silly. Like, don't come in here with that. Nobody wants to hear it. Now you're going to not be able to talk to anyone because people don't want the negativity and they think that's what you're trying to bring. But anyway. Let's see. Who else? Asshole said I made the mistake of doing it. I guess probably reading some of the tea. And Dana said, I still don't know what they were upset about.
Yeah, it wasn't a mistake. If you saw it, you saw it. It wasn't a mistake. It's just the fact that by the time I heard about it, it was practically old news anyway. But I wasn't going to go back and fish it out to see what everybody was talking about. I was like, no.
Yep. AS how well said, yeah, they backtracked and holla beeping loser. Catherine, hey. Catherine just came in. Catherine. How you doing? We're a little behind with the write-ins, but we've been talking about some pretty good writer stuff, which is what this is all about. So it's not a big deal that we didn't jump in on the write-in just yet. But we're going to at least do another sprint.
Yeah.
So if you guys
Catherine and Isaiah, y'all missed the question just in case before we go into the thing. It was, what are a few interesting facts about your MC?
So if any of you want to jump in on that, yep, you can write in the chat what's the interesting things about your MC if you're current work in progress.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Oh, she bleeped just for AS House said bleep just for you guys. That's how much I love you.
We love you too, girl.
Yeah. Thank you for the bleep. You know we're all sailors more than likely.
Oh, look, everybody should know by now. I got a little
mouse there.
I'm working on.
I'm not even gonna try to pretend. I probably need to be bleeped most of the day. Okay, Catherine said my MC Eden is a burlesque dancer. Ooh.
I'm in love with her already. And her name is Eden. So that's a good
name. That's a good name. I like that. We're going to give everybody a minute to try to answer that question. So we'll start a sprint at 10 minutes after 9, and then we'll do a 15-minute, and we'll come back in, and we can end and wrap there if you want, Aphrodite, or we can do another sprint or whatever.
I see where you're about to go out.
She's bringing, that's exactly what AS said. Catherine said she's bringing sexy back. Oh.
You got me thinking about Big Spender. Hey, Big Spender. Now I want to go do a burlesque dance.
Now you make me think about National Lampoon when you did that.
I've never seen National Lampoon.
What? With Chevy Chase?
I never seen it.
His wife does that to be funny, like bomb, bomb, bomb.
Oh, Big Spender. I used to sing it when I was a kid. And then
his wife does it, but she does it like out of the shower when she has like a towel on. She said, "Don't record this. Like, cut the camera off." So he records it though. She said, "Don't." She said, "Delete it." You know, and he forgets to delete it, so their camera gets stolen while they on vacation. And then the dude puts it out like a movie, and her pictures all blasted all over like Europe when they like your vacation.
I have, one day I will watch those movies. One day. I think we lost you. We lost your sound. Can you guys still hear me? Gabe is the detective in Vampire Crimes, and Lily is a PI who keeps getting in his way. Oh, you guys, okay. Okay, so I don't know what happened to her. She'll be back. Oh yeah, her thing must have clicked out. So I think she said 10 after. So guys, let's start the sprint. She's back.
Oh, I'm back. My internet was trying to be funny because Comcast. Anyway,
time because it's 9:10, so we can start the sprint.
Okay, we'll check everybody's other comments when we get back in.
So 9:20, we'll be back at
9:25. 9:25. We'll be back,
guys.
All right, see you in a bit.
All right, and
countdown 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, we're back. Time's up. Whew. That was a good one.
Yeah, it was. I had to stop for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, allergies. They're winning. I'm losing.
Are they really?
How far did you get?
Let's see what I got here. I was just going, so trying to remember where was I when I left off. I think about here, and then I wrote to about here. I don't really know how much this is because I'm on my desktop and on my tablet, which I usually write on. My keyboard broke the other day.
Ugh.
Which sucks. And then I had to order one. It was supposed to come today, and though I had 1 day shipping, but it got to the UPS location too late after the driver had left, so I won't get it till tomorrow now. But so I'm writing on my computer. Let me see. So I'm using a word counter. I did about 250. So that's not too bad. Not too bad.
I had over 1,600 words altogether.
Oh, that's good.
I must know. Take about back like 1,000 of those out. So over the 2 that we did, I did a little over 600 words.
Pretty good. I think I'm at about 500. I think I'm about at 500 right now. All right, let me go through the chat real quick. So I don't know if we have another question. We can chat for like 5 minutes and do another sprint, or we can just wrap up. If you want to wrap up, we said your allergy stuff.
I don't think I can stay under the lights much longer.
Well, we got 2 sprints in, so let me go through the chat real quick. Oh, no. The fact that you even did it tonight, because I was like, I think I was back up at 9:08. I was reading Erin's answer to the question. I was trying to get her characters' names right, though. I wasn't sure if I was getting one of them right, so I'm going to try again. Erin said my MCs are Tessa and Ewan. I think that's Ewan G. And it's EUN and then space GI. So I wasn't sure if I was saying it right. Anyway, she's a writer whose book was options for a drama.
A K-drama. Oh shit.
K-drama. Mr. K there. And Yoongi is a K-pop idol. That his name makes sense. Okay. It's Korean if I knew that. Is a K-pop idol that was cast as the lead in it. Oh, that's cool.
Erin, girl, you after my own heart.
Yeah, for real. You had to read that one. A.S. Howell said, okay, I'll behave. I have 2 MCs. Gabe is a detective in vampire crimes, and Lily is a PI who keeps getting in his way. Very, very nice. Interesting.
See, our crew, I can't wait for everybody's books to be out. Oh, I just think about how back in the day, where it didn't make a difference how good your book may have been, you still had to get chosen by a publisher. And if you didn't get chosen, no one ever got to hear about you. So I'm so glad of the time that we all live in now.
Yeah, it's so much better than it was before.
Even stuff that you may not think is good,
I
don't care, because like the person still got to tell the story that they wanted to tell the way they wanted to tell.
Right about that.
The last question, I'm so sorry. The last question, oh my goodness, if you could kill off one of your characters from your work in progress right now without it affecting the story, who would it be and why?
I'll let you go first.
First of all, I couldn't kill off any of them where it wouldn't affect it, but I could still.
Well, I said in that question,
I could work around
If it doesn't affect the story, who would you kill? Because if it doesn't affect the story, who would you kill if it had no effect on the story?
Nobody. But
I'll kill somebody in your story if it didn't affect the story.
I could kill Dar in the story. Where instead of her being hurt, she died. Okay. And it wouldn't affect anything else in that story, but it would affect the rest of the series.
Okay. Well, see, since I wrote the question, I know what I meant. What I meant was, if there was a character in your story that you wanted to kill, but it did not. You could kill them, but it doesn't affect your story. We already know if you kill certain people in the story, it will affect it. We know this. Especially if it was a character that
I would slice Baron Beach's ass into multiple pieces and feed him to his dogs. That's who I would kill.
Oh my goodness, I knew it. That's so funny.
I would slice that motherfucker up into so many pieces. Like, I wouldn't have a care like to do it. Like it would just,
you'd be like, you did. That's it.
And I would raise my hand and be like, we're gonna investigate who did this. I did it.
And I'm proud of it.
I hate that kid so much. I hate the boy so much that the person that I used as the picture for him, like my character inspiration, his name is Lucky. He's a model named Lucky Smith.
Oh no, I've watched the movie with Lucky in it. He's a good actor.
Right, I love him, but see, here's the thing. I started hating Lucky. I started hating poor Lucky.
I know, he's so sweet too.
He is sweet, girl. I gotta tell you something about him though. There's some people I want to beat up about regarding him, but that's another story we can't talk about on the thing. So, but I started getting mad with poor Lucky, and he didn't have nothing to do with it. So I had to write a new story that he's the inspiration for character-wise, so that I could stop hating seeing his face so much. Because I was literally getting to where like, oh, I hate him. Oh, that's not really Baron. Stop.
Did you see the movie with Lucky in it that has the girl?
Pieces of it, but I didn't get to see it. The movie.
Oh, that was. I was mad, but I was crying. It's a good movie, but anyway.
I know about it. I just seen, but I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. He's a good actor. If I could kill a character off in my books without affecting the story, because if I killed her, it would affect the story. But if I could kill her without taking effect on the story, I would kill Catherine. Cat. And
is that the sister?
No, that the sister is Delata.
Okay.
I really, even though she does some pretty bad stuff through the years and stuff, but I would kill Cat because I don't like her. You don't know anything about her too much because in the first book, Catherine is the one that's in a coma.
Oh.
And she is Cagliostro's old love.
Right. No, you did mention her before. Okay.
She's like a little, like, if I could kill her off, I would kill her off. Like,
who would you kill in Shattered?
What?
I already know what you're gonna say, but I just want to hear you say it.
I would kill Chase in 2 seconds. Like, you already know that, so I don't know why you were asking me.
I want to see your reaction.
Like, I would like choke him to death, like, so it's slow, and he can feel it. Like, watch it light drain from his eyes. I'd be like that woman from the ghost story when she was like a ghost and shit, but then one knew she was a ghost and she was like walking through the house laughing like, and I want to see the light drain from your eyes. That'd be me saying it to him. Like, no, I would choke him to death. Like, no problem. And his shit.
Gotta choke him because his ass is gonna he gets his.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about right now.
The sad thing is Baron never gets his.
That's because but that's reading from what I wrote, the focus of his evilness isn't as focused on it anymore because he's older and whatever. Like, it doesn't seem right now, because that's all I've read. It doesn't seem like it seems more focused on Chase being manipulative and being a total fuck. Like,
right. Well, he definitely had his fill of Chase, which to me was a good.
Like he just got tired of his bullshit. Which, some people being around each other makes them worse. You know what I mean?
Right.
To not be together, to not hurt other people.
I personally think the reason that Chase is off the rails because he doesn't have the deep friendship with Spencer that he had before. And then that
part could have helped. But I mean, it was no way after, he let that big secret out the closet. to him that their relationship was going to change to some degree, because even if that person was accepting of that, what you said, you still, it's going to be a strain on a relationship.
Right. But I'm just saying, for whatever reason, because he didn't have that anymore, he was off the rails.
Yeah, well, I guess he probably just couldn't handle it.
He
couldn't deal.
You got motherfuckers like Baron. Baron, see, it's something wrong with Chase. Baron is just nasty.
It's something mentally wrong with Chase for sure. Right. And Baron is just a straight up asshole, because he enjoys it seems. But when I was reading, he seemed to enjoy everything he was involved in.
He doesn't have a problem with this stuff, and a lot of the stuff that Baron does is calculating, whereas Chase is passionate. I'll make this up. Chase didn't go into the cafeteria to beat somebody up. He just got in the cafeteria and then something into him and he blew up and then wound up in a fight. Whereas Baron would have planned that shit out on Tuesday at 3 o'clock. I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna start this fight.
You're saying that Chase would be the kid. Let's just use a scenario. Chase would be the kid that would been being picked on or bothered, and then one day he blew up and shot everyone. But however, Baron would have been like, I hate this person, and I'm going to sit there and plan that I'm going to come back to school and I'm going to shoot them right now on this day, and I'm going to make sure that it's a certain amount of people in this room so I can kill this amount of people.
Yeah, because the only way Chase would have a gun, would be shooting a whole bunch of people, is if it just so happened that it turned out that day he had a gun on him
and then he blew up.
He never brought a gun to go shoot up people.
Yeah.
Baron
would have planned it, would have bought it, would have
Baron, not only would he have done that, but he'd have convinced other people to do it with him.
It was a movie. A movie I watched, and I don't know. I can't remember what it was about. Oh, the woman. Her son. It was always something wrong with him, right? Always something wrong with him at birth. He was just kind of he was really, really mean, and he would attack her. So I guess I don't know. They were trying to say he had type of autism possibly because he wasn't talking and all kinds of stuff. It must have been an extreme case as far as they were saying, but it was way more to it than that, it seemed.
Was he killing animals and shit?
Yeah, he started doing that kind of thing. He started beating his sister up, but she ended up having another child, and she was not responding well to it. You have parents who are very oh, bless you.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. She wasn't responding well. She wasn't handling it well, and everyone's going to handle stuff differently, but
she wasn't handling it well, or the mama?
The child wasn't, and neither was he. The child wasn't, and neither was she. So at one point, I think he was 8 years old, maybe.
What?
And he was 8 years old at one point, and he still was wearing a pamper.
Oh yeah, he was very delayed.
Oh, he was doing it on purpose.
Oh well.
He wouldn't go to the bathroom. He would make her change him, and he when she went to change him, he'd lay up there with his arm, and then he'd poop himself, and then she changed him, and then he poop himself again. And at one point, she got mad and threw him. She threw him, and then
I wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have no damn diaper. He'd be uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know. But he didn't care. That's how he was acting and stuff. And his father was completely oblivious of what was happening. And he was well, he was a good son because he'd be different. He's daddy and stuff, and real nice. He had enough sense
to act differently with other people. Yeah. So basically,
so I think it was just that it was something wrong with him. So he was kind of they were kind of it was I don't know what the movie psychological horror or what, but he was kind of a little evil. Started doing weird stuff, bad stuff. Then he would pick on his sister. The older he got, still because they ended up having a daughter. And, I don't think she was the best mother because she couldn't handle some of the stuff. But it was pretty bad. So, I could get some of it. But anyway, the physical stuff, I'll never understand. But
right.
She was pretty messed up with it. But then she tried to deal with it too. But the moral of the story is at the end of the movie, I don't know if anybody's seen this one. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but I didn't even say the name of it. But he just goes to school, he's at home, and he's says bye or something. She says bye because she goes to work. she's looking at him like he's acting kind of like off today, though he's always off. But he's an older teenager at this point.
More to it.
Something else is going on, but she goes to work anyway. He's like looking at her when she leaves. She gets a call that there's been a shooting at his school, right?
Right.
So she runs to the school like all the other parents. Turns out he's the one that did the shooting, but he did it with a crossbow and arrows.
What?
A bow and arrows.
And that's
he planned it.
Think about, yeah.
The boy had ordered that morning. He pulled out some chains that you used to lock bikes with.
Right.
Later, when she was like, "What are you doing?" They said, "I have a project," and she was like, "Okay." He bought the chains to lock the doors to the where they have like the auditorium. He locked the doors, so he's calculated like burn. He locked the doors. He stood up where they have like the stage or whatever there, or up in the rafters. Had it when it was all the kids had to come in for those, you know, that whole thing. They pulled all the entire kids in, and he shot as many kids as he could from where he was. They didn't know where it was coming from, so he got to kill as many children as he could get before they could get him and stop him. They couldn't escape because he had locked the doors, and all the parents are the parents are all freaking out and stuff. And she's like the parent that's the parent of the child that did it, you know. And he's like smirking at her when he comes out and they got him in handcuffs. Right, because they cut the things off, and then they take him away, and she's just standing there at complete loss. Right. Worst part is she goes home. He shot her daughter and her husband before he left to go to school.
That's so sad.
It's messed up. I was like, this movie, man. But they were out in the yard, like they tried to run, like the father tried to get her to run, because you can see when she had been shot in front of him, and he shot him. But his father never saw it coming because he was completely oblivious that his son was like this. Like, it was totally messed up. At that time, calculative would be burned for sure.
Yeah, Chase would never do no shit like that.
Like, see how he thought that out? So I see what you're saying. Like, that movie was very messed up. Like, man, but that's messed up to be the parent of the kid that did that. So I can't imagine all those things, those shootings in schools that happened, being a parent of the child that did that. Like,
one of the moms from a Columbine shooter has a TED Talk. You can look it up on YouTube.
Oh yeah, the TED Talk.
I've been afraid to watch it because I just couldn't see. I don't know how I would feel. Like, you know, I have a big old giant son. Lord knows I don't want him to get mad and snap and do no craziness. But
yeah, but you know, some people push people. His thing wasn't that he was pushed, you know, by some bullies, and they came back. He was already just very messed up and calculative and had evilness to him, and he just killed those kids for nothing. But like, you got people that's being bullied and everything that leads them, and they want to go back and hurt the people that hurt them. So, you know, it's a terrible situation to be in. Period.
I can't even lie. Like, it's a good thing I didn't have access to a gun when I was going
back when you were going to school.
Because I was afraid for my life every day.
Yeah, and when people feel like that, that's why they
glad for some of them to die. I would be glad if some of them had died. Like, I'm really glad now that I didn't have that kind of access.
Yeah, because with that kind of access, it changes your thought process too. So, you know,
people don't understand. I literally was in terror for 2 years straight. Terror. I was in terror.
You don't even want to go to school because you're like afraid, you know.
I was afraid of 6.5 hours that I was there. If I was going to live through that day, to have to come back through the next. And nobody can understand how much that can put on somebody. And I was expected to still be shining star A student check.
Right, you got all the other stress on you. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I was terrible than other people. Believe it or not, I was littler than everybody else. I had so many things against me.
Yeah.
I don't know how I survived it. I still to this day.
I never had to go to school. Thank God I was homeschooled, and I didn't ever have to deal with bullies until I was an adult, which is funny. I had to deal with adult female bullies. Yeah, they're in every age range. And I dealt with cyberbullying and not so much in my face, though they were the same people that I met and saw in person, but I got bullied online.
Cowards.
Yeah, cowards, of course. They knew the type of person I was because I present myself as I am at all times, and they knew, and my mom with me all the time, so she's like the type of person I was. But so they knew that, but I got bullied online, and they tried to even slander me, which worked in a way because they had cliques and stuff, and they would, you know, talk amongst themselves and then try to make sure I didn't get business and stuff, and not directly say where I could sue them, you know, but I could have, but I just wanted to have nothing to do with them at that point.
My whole thing is, and my mom told me this, and she said it a lot more eloquently than I can, but I don't want it to be around people who don't want to be around me.
Thank you.
If you decided that you didn't want to be around me and you told me, Sue, Joe, and Fido, and they made the decision based on what you said, I don't want to be around you either.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I'd rather think for yourself, my own thing before I deal with that.
Right, you can't think for yourself. Somebody could come to me and tell me anything about you, anything, good or bad, because you know sometimes people blow other people up and they don't deserve that either.
True,
but
true.
I would still make the damn decision on
myself. Thank you.
So
thank you.
Who are followers and small-minded.
I can't stand that. Followers and sheep. Like I've seen so much followers and sheep, and even people that say, "Oh, you can tell me your side of it." They were just trying to be part of the tea, so to speak, and then so they can know stuff. And then they would already made up their mind that they wanted to be in these cliques because I have a reputation. I'm like, you know, I don't care about your reputation with these people who are sheep and followers who want to talk about people. Like, I don't want everything to do with you either. Like, bye, Felicia.
It don't bother me in the least, and I can say that now. It don't bother me in the least. My mom said, "Why do you care?" And then I had to ask myself, "She's right. Why do I care?" There was these little girls. I'm gonna say their names, Angie and Rocky, who were the neighborhood. Everybody wanted to be their friend, you know. And I'm sorry, they were not even worthy of being their own friends because they were some nasty, mean little girls. But I still wanted to be their friend, and I wanted to be everybody's friend, including theirs. Of course. And it wasn't I wanted to be cliquey because they were cliquey, but it was like that's just my nature.
Right.
They would have it be. On Tuesday, I was their friend, but for the month of January, I couldn't be because they was doing whatever and that kind of stuff. And it would just hurt me so bad. And I would ask Mom, like, what the hell is up? And she's like, why do you care? Like,
your mom sounded like a small person.
She wasn't like, she's like, you're the one that's wrong in this. Fuck them. Think about it like that. And I was like, she's right. So when they decided that they was ready to be my friend again, I was like,
stop that at the door. That's right.
You go ahead over there with the people that you was playing with in January because that's what was important to you then.
AS House at bad sheep sounds are hard to type. Oh, thanks, AS. She said, talk about Fayora, said she's cute. I know, I just want to bite her most of the time.
For a second, she threw me off because I saw her like waist level above your head. I'm like, she looked like she levitated in there.
Yeah, she had climbed up on the basket. She moved the basket over here, climbed up on and set up here on my arm, over my chair. Like, she's very clever, that one. Oh, yeah, she was playing in the background. So you think I'm being creepy? No, I know. She's back there always.
How the hell is she doing that?
She is so funny. She's very clever, that one. I was like, Fayora, what are you doing? But she's such a funny girl.
She went really off on the tangent. Yeah, I killed Baron.
Yeah, so I would kill Chase in your story because he a bitch. And I would kill Kat, because you'll find out in the story she's a little brat when she wasn't.
Well, actually, she tend to be a little insecure sometimes.
Yeah, she was insecure. I'll tell you, like you'll see it early in the story and a flashback with Cagliostro was like remembering her. She wanted to be a vampire.
Oh, I tell you, wait. I can understand her wanting to still have something to do with Cagliostro.
Well, she already had Cagliostro.
A little bit of leeway because I might be fighting bitches too.
She already had Cagliostro. She had him, but she wanted to be a vampire. Granted, Cagliostro has the ability to make vampires. He is not really a vampire. So, but he could, and he was very much against it because he doesn't have the bloodlust thing. He doesn't have the bad effects of a vampire. So
all about him. She was all about what he was.
It turned out that it was becoming that it was all about what he was. She kept asking for it. He was like, "No, I'm not doing it." No, and she wanted, and then she, I'll tell you off screen, but she did something. She did something that made it happen. Made it where he had no choice. So he doesn't know that still. He still doesn't know that right now. In the first book, he doesn't know that. So he blames himself while she's in a coma because she's in a coma because of him. So, and Kat is a witch. So
that was a good question.
Yeah, so Kat is a witch, and she definitely has some stuff going on. But she will. I'm just gonna say, she's not going anywhere anytime soon. So Allison has to deal with that.
The agitators in your books.
Yeah, she's an agitator. She's going to be an agitator for sure. Even right now in a coma, she's an agitator.
Aaron can't go anywhere. His twin can't go anywher. They're agitators.
Yeah.
They do. Those two, Barbara and Baron, have good qualities. But it's only connected. It's self-centered. It's only connected to them. Like they love their family. They are good to their family. They don't backstab their family. You know how some families are like. You know, like the Carringtons and all that stuff. They're not like that at all.
Yeah.
If one of them did something, they would die for that other one. So they love their family. And Baron and Barbara especially they are tight. And all you got to do, part of the reason that Baron has a problem with Chase because Chase hurt Barbara. Period.
Sure. That's all he needed.
That's all he needed to never want no dealings. He could have got past the other stuff that he was mad about that's connected with Aaliyah, but he cannot get past shit connected to his damn sister.
Yeah, I get that. So when I was reading that, I could see that.
On that, I don't blame him on that. It's just that he's so damn nasty. And I love the fact that he's not afraid of Chase because the scene because I wasn't sure where to put him in that because Chase can whip his ass. Is not a question. But just because somebody can beat you don't mean you're scared of them.
Oh no.
And when they were departing the library, when Pierce came back and Chase grabbed him up, was talking about you messing with this girl and Flint ain't been cold XYZ amount of time. And Baron just looked him up and down like, you want to go there with me right now? I was like, look, I wrote the line. I was like, yes.
Oh my god, so funny.
That was so funny.
Oh, man.
Like, he got a lot of damn nerve.
Yeah, really though. I had the tag that I had the side character tag and the main character Meet My MC tag. But I'm gonna wait to do the Meet My MC tag because I should be getting some artwork back from the artist for the character designs in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
The finished product, and I will. I want to save it for that so I can reveal what he actually looks like. So I'm very excited for that. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for that.
Right. I can't wait to get some good ones done. Ooh.
Yeah. All right, we better wrap up soon. I know you still.
Yeah, I can't do another write. Like I gotta take some medicine because I can't.
Sinuses sound like messing with you.
I can't handle the lights anymore. I can't see, so I can't see the screen right now.
All right, everyone, we're going to wrap up. So I will do our little outros, whatever. As you know, I'm Arthur D.L. Tillery, and I have my channel over there at my channel. Arthur D.L. Tillery. You can check me out there. I'm also on Twitter, Instagram. I have my website up. Fridays, Mondays, my book of the week videos. Wednesdays are my update videos and my writing advice videos and how-tos. And Fridays are my tag videos and funny things if I'm in the mood to do something funny. Right now, currently projects I have going. I'm editing Kronks of Cagliostro, Tales of the Libertin. I am currently working on
what?
Tales of the Libertin.
Okay, that's what I thought you said. All right.
Yeah. So it's kind of German, Japanese word I made up. But I'll explain that. I also have my Patreon where you can actually find out. Yeah, my Patreon you can follow and see a bunch of stuff. I release little clips from the book over there for my dollar patrons even. I release poetry. That's going to be a new one that's actually coming this month. And yeah, you'll see all kinds of stuff coming from me. Other project I have going right now is I'm trying to finish the short horror stories that go in my compilation that comes out in 2020. And I have When Fireflies Mingle in the works. That's a work in progress right now. The cover art and everything has been done for it, but it is outlined. So I'm just waiting till I'm done almost editing Kronks of Cagliostro, and then I will move on to When Fireflies Mingle. Hopefully my horror compilation will be done around the same time. So back to back, you know. But yeah, that's what I got going on right now. So come out and check me over on the channel. All right, after that, you go.
Well, for me, we have the Tuesday night write-ins that every other Tuesday on my channel. We switch back and forth. So next
week,
it'll be on DL's channel. So we have that. My regular Thursday videos for my fun stuff, my tags and what have you, and then anything that's more informative will be on Fridays. I don't know if I have a Friday one. I have to check my my schedule. I don't know if I have a Friday one this week. But I'm sorry. But Thursdays, which will be coming up. Oh, I'm so sorry. I can barely breathe. Just check. It'll be in my description. Any information that's going on with me, I'll share it there.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, checking us without questions. This was a pretty good writing. We got a lot of talking going on. That was really good writing.
Talking, right. Sure. Always send us questions that you think will be good.
Yeah, we can put them in the comments after the video post, and we'll check back and see, and we'll add them into our list for our next one next week. But we'll always have a few questions. Next week, we're gonna see how everybody's feeling. Aphrodite's up for it. We can do a 2-hour session and do write-ins. Definitely, I'm going to think about layout where we could do more talking and decent amount of writing, because we can talk about some pretty good stuff that's really helpful for a lot of us. So
yeah,
definitely. So me and Aphrodite will talk about that.
We can work on that as we grow a little.
Yeah, definitely.
I have plenty. Like, I come from a teacher background. I have plenty of stuff I can really share beyond my ridiculousness and my goofiness.
You all love that, though. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and wrap, and we will see you next week over on my channel. Bye.
Bye.